Hello everyone and welcome to yet another double feature draft. And okay, this time I won't be first picking a rare. Neither of these is particularly good one. So this creates a bunch of decayed zombies, but yeah, you have to have a lot of creature cards in your graveyard to make this good. Because it's half the number of them. Alright, so it's not definitely a good card. A lot better black and green card is the Ancient Lambenot here. Yeah, but I think the pick is the Eaten Alive. If I was already black-green, I might consider this powerful uncommon, but since I'm not, I'll just take the single color black removal spell. Also, this is very good with, multiple different things that can, easily act as sacrifice fodder of some kind. Alright, again a pack with pretty unexciting rares. The curse is basically almost unplayable. I think it is unplayable, it's just not good enough in limited, and patchwork crawler is okay, but a very low quality card. You can play it, but it's not a high pick by any means. The best cards in the pack are the Cathartic Pyre and the Taxidermist. There's no... there are some black cards, and out of these three I would take the Desperate Farmer. It's totally a reasonable 3-drop in any black deck. Scattered Thought is okay, but and there's no Night's Rush, but the easy pick is the Cathartic Pyre here. Just high quality removal. It's gonna be better than the high quality mana wrap dude, but I think yeah, that's the pick there. Okay, so can I be black red? Based on this pack, I can still continue with this path. This pack is fairly weak, so yet another, well, at least one rare has been taken here, but the other one is just a land which is not in my colors. If it was a black red land, it could be considered, but I'm not really sure if this is gonna be my archetype in the end. Now, I like the troop, but I think I will just take the covered cut purse. I quite like it. It especially is decent in the black red vampire deck. If you have a few of those effects that benefit from opponent having taken damage, so and this thing benefits if opponent blocks, so you can kind of get both of them. The Doomed Dissenter wouldn't be bad with the Eaten Alive, but I think that I like the covered cut purse a little bit more here. Okay, well, I think I should be black because there is an Olivia's Midnight Ambush. That said, there are two decent red cards. I would be happy to take either of these things because I have two very nice instant / sorcery spells already, but I won't be taking them over the Olivia's Midnight Ambush, which is quite amazing removal spell too. If it was just a -2/-2, it wouldn't be great, but against the really big targets, it's gonna be a totally a kill spell. And of course there are non-wolf werewolf cards that are big, but most of them, or at least a large portion of them, are wolves or werewolves, so you can easily make it into a knight and then play this on their turn, because this is an instant, so you can kill a big werewolf. Right, what is this Liesa doing here? I have no idea. This is a totally first pickable card. This is pick number 5. Yes, the pack has 2 rares. One of them has been taken, but also 3 other cards have been taken here, and no one took Liesa here. Insane bomb rare. Well, I don't understand. Does this mean that white is gonna be super open? Because this pack has no business being there. This card has no business being in that pack. Sometimes I just mess up with the words, apparently. Well, if I hadn't gotten this double white card there, I think I would ignore the red because only the Neonate Rush is here. It's okay, but clearly red isn't really open. I would actually taken the Biolume Egg happily and try to be blue-black, but with Liesa, there's no way I'm gonna ignore it. I'm just taking the Clarion Cathars. The Grief is good, but I already have now a 5 mana card, so I'll take the 4 mana, playable card. I'm going to assume that white is going to be open if I get this so late. And here I get a couple of decent white options. I'll take the Farmhand. It is better than the Search Party Captain, but the Search Party Captain is still quite good. And Cathartic Pyre could be splashed if I get this stuff. But this pack also has a very decent 2-drop for this archetype and a very, very amazing uncommon removal spell for the black and white deck. So Yeah, I mean, it's easily Rite of Oblivion. There's no question about that. And let's see what else am I going to get. I'm not playing the Nurturing Presence. This is not the kind of archetype for it. I think I'll take 20 gems. Which of these I'm going to take? Doesn't matter, actually. There's a Vampire Slayer, there's a Mind Leech Goal. Both are really unexciting, though. They are actually really unexciting cards. I'm actually taking 20 gems because I know these are 2-drops, but this is a bit greedy pick, and 20 gems is not a lot, but man, those are the kind of 2-drops I don't want to be playing. I hope I get some other stuff still later in the draft. Now I'll take the white card here. And whatever. Okay, sure. I don't think I will play that though. And there's a Jeren, okay. There's a Fellstinger. And there's a Fierce Retribution and a Diagraph Horde. So each of the white and black cards, well, there's only one white. Each of them are cards I'm happy to pick here. Now I have to just make a decision about which of them. So Jeren is going to be very hard to make the exactly 13 life path. I've actually managed to transform this, I think, once in Midnight Hunt drafts. It was, of course, glorious to get the 6/6 Flying Trample lifelink, but it's gonna be so rare. So you basically value this card based on the other two abilities. So this creates you a 1/1 right away. You can give lifelink to humans. I think I'll take it, not because it's a 40 gems mythic rare, but I think it's quite nice because it gives me sacrifice fodder for both the Rite of Oblivion and the Eaten Alive, just with the Enters the Battlefield ability. So I'll take that. And that's actually another black-green dual I see here. Well, there's an easy pick here, the Restless Bloodseeker. Do I have a lot of ways to gain life? I don't think I do. Well, this one is, but if I have a Liasa, giving me life with the lifelink ability, I think I'm in a pretty good shape in that case already. But I can find some, and you don't necessarily need. Well, it's early in the draft. I can find some ways to gain life because there is another option, which is the Flame Blessed Bolt, because I could go for some kind of splash, but I think I'd rather just not maybe go there. I'll take the 2-drop and hope to get some life gain effects to actually get these blood tokens for free in that case. All right, so this pack is a weak one, but it has an Evolving Wilds and I want to have it. That keeps the option to splash the red removal open. I don't think I'm going to splash just one Cathartic Pyre, but let's see if I, for example, get past an upgrade later in the draft. 2 good removal spells I might be willing to splash. The other white and black options aren't good. I don't like the Elo Mirror much at all. It's a lot of work to get the Tel Flyer, and then the opponent might just, they see it coming for so long time. I mean, they have a lot of turns to prepare for it. It's usually not gonna be that great. Let's take the Evolving Wilds here. Okay, there's a Thalia, there's a Chaplain, Blade Brand, Mind Leech Goal. Well, and there's also someone who gets an Organ Hoarder, greatest common in Midnight Hunt. I'm fine with the Thalia. I have some number of non-creatures, of course, here. Do I have anything that's super expensive? No. Well, the Rite of Oblivion flashback is expensive. But yeah, Thalia will be good enough. Besides, I do need 2-drops. Chaplain is actually quite decent too, but I mean, this is a good. This is also a good sacrifice fodder for the couple of things that require sacrificing. Hey, is that a reason to actually pick it? I have both Eaten Alive and the Rite of Oblivion, which do make me want to sacrifice. So that was actually the sort of tiebreaker there. Thalia I would pick over this usually, because it's more mana efficient. You get a 4 mana 2/1 flying first strike creature out of this, but it's 4 mana. It's quite expensive. Anyway, here there's an Ecstatic Awakener, which I'm super happy to pick now that I just got some nice fodder for it. This is great actually. And what's this pack? This pack is bad. There's a Celestial Sanctifier, which is not a good card particularly. If I don't play the Cathartic Pyre, I would have 12 cards in my colors. I'm not playing the Supernatural Rescue. I think I'm gonna play all the other black and white cards here though. Even the Beckwiler can be played. I mean, it's basically a question of 20 gems versus the Sanctifier, which I could play. I don't like the Sanctifier. I'm so greedy here with these 20 gems picks. Why am I so greedy? I don't even know, because this is not really a lot of gems, but it's kind of nice to max out the value of the draft in a way that if there's a good chance I can get enough playables without playing the Sanctifier, then I can just take the very low amount of gems here. Alright, Lantern Flare, definitely good even if you don't have access to red. And I might still have, but I think I will need another red removal spell before, or some other red card I'm wanting to splash to make it actually to play any mountains in the deck. Alright, here I'm not taking 20 gems. Soul Guide Grief is totally decent. I don't want to go too, big on these 5 drops, but I could, not play the Nebelgast Bequiler. I would rather play the Soul Guide Grief if I want to cut some of them. And here, nothing, actually not, the remaining of pack 2 isn't so good for me. As you can see, my colors are totally cut, but I got some nice ones in the beginning, so I guess it's fine. Okay, another Grief here. Let's see if I can play that many of them. What? Why is Organ Hoarder pick 12? Best common in Midnight Hunt. Any blue drafter should have just immediately picked this. I saw it twice here. Festival Crasher. Someone gets that as last pick because I'll just take the uncommon here. Weird. That is unplayable. Radiant Grace is really bad. Alright, so sadly I didn't get the... I mean, if I got a black-red or white-red land, that would be great. Also black-white, but a dual land that produces one of my main color and the splash color would be the optimal. Because when you splash, you want to minimize the amount of basic lands for your splash color because they don't contribute to your main colors. Dual lands that feature one of your main colors and the splash color are amazing in that sense. Alright, so nice blue-white card here. The rares are not interesting to me. Morning Patrol might just be my pick over the Gift of Fangs. I actually don't like the Gift of Fangs that much, and I don't mind having some decent... This is a decent 3-drop. 2-3 Vigilance, and then you have a 4-mana 2-power flyer. It's fine. Plus it also acts as a sacrifice fodder to my few effects that care about sacrificing things. Foul Play, easy pick. Usually finding a creature with 1 or 2, well, 0, 1 or 2 power isn't that hard. So it's okay. I mean, this doesn't care about the mana value of the creature. You can even get a 5-drop. I mean, let's say someone has a Nebelgast Bequiler. I get to kill it with 2 mana and get a clue token. But mostly often it can easily hit some 2 and 3 drops and maybe sometimes 4 drops. Alright, I'll take that. Easy pick here. And Candlecrow Witch. Well, that is decent. Oh, that's a decent 2-drop I was about to say. And it is, of course. And I actually need 2-drops. Especially because I was greedy early in the draft and didn't take the Vampire Slayer or the Mind Leech Goal. But what this pack also has is the Moonrage's Slash. Can I find some more mana fixing? Because I want more piece of mana fixing and I want to play the red. The sad thing is that I actually need a 2-drop here, so passing this is bad if I don't get it back. At pick number, 11 it would be. It's not likely to get it back. But I think because I have the Evolving Wilds, I'll go for the splash now. Could be a bit crazy. Okay. Darn. I mean, there's also the Mako Vulture, which is almost splashable, but I'm not gonna splash that. The actual hard decision here is between Traveling Minister and the Evolving Wilds. Traveling Minister is also very good with the Restless Bloodseeker. But the Evolving Wilds would be perfect too. I mean, I could play 2 Evolving Wilds and 1 mountain, and that's it. No more mountains in the deck. But Traveling Minister is way too good here, and I also need playable still. I hate to pass the Evolving Wilds, but I need this card. Okay, the Kaya is actually unplayable in Limited. It's really not good. The ultimate is good, but playing this and trying to up it 3 times before without the opponent dealing damage to it, it's not gonna happen very often. And I'm not gonna be greedy and take 40 gems when I have an actual amazing card. Another Traveling Minister is really good here now. Okay, now I'm going to take the Evolving Wilds. I almost took it without even looking the other options, but this is actually great. I don't miss anything. I wasn't interested in Ritual of Hope or the Homestead Courage. Now with 2 Evolving Wilds, these are from different sets, by the way. I have a very nice red splash here with 2 high quality removal spells, and as a bonus I can now use the red option for the Lantern Flare in some cases. And why Well, I mean, no one else is black and white because I got the Liesa so late, but this is amazing pickup here. Such a high quality 2-drop, and I even need a 2-drop. In particular, I need a 2-drop, so that was just a jackpot, basically. All right, so I'm down to, I mean, I'm at 22 playables now, so I need some playable here still, but I'm thinking about main deck. I mean, this is a best of one, so this is not a sideboard option. Am I playing the aim for the head or something like a blood servitor? I don't really need the blood tokens that much, so I think I'll take the aim for the head, but that is gonna be the first card to cut if I find any more playable cards like the Gift of Fangs here, which I now take here, and there's also Bellowed Beggar, which I usually don't like, but now it does two things. First of all, I still don't mind having a early game blocker, plus I have things that can sacrifice these, and then I, get value in that sense from the card, and then if I get to 6 mana, I can play the Disturb Flyer. So that's actually a fine card in this deck. Blood Servitor, I don't need any more of that card because I have more than enough playables, so I will just take a random uncommon, why not? 20 gems, why not? Okay, and here is a Neonate Rush, which I'm not gonna play the Stuffed Bear, but I'm not gonna splash the Rush. That's not good enough. Okay, final pack here should be coming very soon. I usually pause the recording when I'm waiting for a pack, but now I knew it was gonna come that early. That's actually a playable card. I could play it because it helps with my splash. So, and another thing is that I don't actually have a lot of 4-mana creatures. I mean, 4-mana spells of any kind, and this thing is a 4-mana 3/4. So stat-wise, it's not bad. And this has the the exile up to one target card from a graveyard effect, which is relevant in this format. Both Midnight Hunt and Crimson Bow have graveyard mechanics, so it will be beneficial. But most of all, this add 1 mana of any color is pretty great when your cards you are splashing for are cheap. So it is not great because this is of course making the mana cost basically 1 more expensive because you have to pay 2 to get 1 mana. But it's no big deal when you play cheap cards. So Cathartic Pyre, I'd rather cast it for 3 mana thanks to this Candle Guide than not be able to cast it at all. And Moonrage's Slash still, well, it can be 1 mana spell, but it's at most 4 mana with the Crossroads Candle Guide. So I think I'm gonna play that. Alright, yeah, these won't be played now. I have some cuts to make, but yeah, I will be playing 17 lands, which means I'm gonna cut 4 cards, but there will be easy cuts here. Let's see what are the options here. I think the Neonate Rush is still not worth splashing. Do I have a lot of vampires? Only 1, so it's gonna also be always 3 mana. Aim for the head, easy cut. Did I actually? Oh, I did end up actually with enough cards, so I can cut the aim for the head, and one of the given my removal, maybe it's the Chapper. I do like the flyers more, and also the it does the same effect than the Crossroads Candle Guide. Can be nicely valuable at times. So I'm gonna cut the Bequiler, but this also means I'm still going to cut 1 card. This is 24 cards still here. What's the easiest cut here? I like all the cards now. I'm almost thinking about the Gift of Fangs here. Well, I'm not almost thinking about, I am thinking about it. But I'm almost automatically cutting it. But let's see, I have 8 non-creatures. Let's maybe go to this mode to assess it a bit better here. So, I mean, I first of all, I just like all these creatures, and I would prefer 1 more 2-drop here, but I have, this 1-drop, so I definitely have 8 cards that I can play in turns 1 or 2 that, enter the battlefield, do something without being reliant on opponent having something like a creature that I could kill with Gift of Fangs. Even though the 1 mana, the 1/1s of course don't really trade with the opponent's 2-drops that easily, but at least it's something on the battlefield. So I don't worry about the curve too much. Plus I don't have a lot of expensive stuff. This is 3 5-drops, but they are good enough to play, and only 2 4-drops. So I think I'm good. So Yeah, it's a tough one. Let's see the amount of actual removal spells. Rite of Oblivion works twice, of course, but at least once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that doesn't really kill anything. So let's see, 4. Well, neither does the Midnight Ambush always, but Lantern Flare, Eternal Life. Yeah, this is a lot of removal spells, and a lot of that also does hit small creatures. So maybe the Gift of Fangs just isn't that needed, because what creature would you be cutting here? I mean, even things like Morning Patrol is actually quite interesting, and I like the Clarion Cathars now too, because it gives me the white token that can be sacrificed for, things like, come on, I have the Ecstatic Awakener, I have Eaten Alive. Now this can be played at 5 mana, but it's sometimes very good to have the 1 mana option available, and also the Rite of Oblivion. So that is 3 things that definitely care about having sacrifice fodder, and as a bonus, Flesh Taker doesn't mind either to have that available. So I don't want to cut the Clarion Cathars, although usually it's not like that amazing of a card. You could cut one of the Soul Guide Gryphs, but if it didn't have the exile up to 1 target card clause, yeah, easy cut, just a 5 mana 3/4 flyers, but it's too often relevant. I like to play all these 5 mana cards. I don't think I have particularly problems against opponent's small creatures. I have these 2/3s that can block, easily 2 toughness creatures. The Gift of Fangs is the least exciting card here. Yeah, so this is the non-land deck here. I like this deck quite a bit. In the ideal world, I would change at least one of these Soul Guide Gryphs to something that is a good 4-drop. I mean, any common 4-drop I could see having some. Well, I'm not going to name all the options, but there are common 4-drops that I would gladly have over one of these Gryphs just for curve reasons. But of course, in limited, you deal with the cards you are. You play with the cards you are dealt, and the ones you are actually going to pick in the draft. Alright, so 2 Evolving Wilds, 1 Mountain is totally enough, so that's kind of 3 ways to get red mana from my lands, which is totally enough for 2 removal spells, and then the Candle Guide can act as a way to give me the red as well. So 1 Mountain, okay, that's like obvious here. Let's put it there, and then that leaves me 14 basic land slots. But with the 2 Evolving Wilds, it's actually quite nice because I can play here 7+7, which I think I will. Let's see the number of cards. I have more white cards than black. I have also white double caster here, but I still have, early black requiring cards here. I'm not going to, because the other option is, of course, run 6 swamps and 8 plains, which maybe might make some sense to. Because the Evolving Wilds, with the Evolving Wilds, it would be 10 white, 8 black, but I think I like the even split more because of the amount of 2 mana black spells I have here. I need to have access basically to both white and black always, and that's the most likely way to make that happen is to play even a split of the basic lands. So let's just choose the art. This is actually one of my favorites. I use it now. And then we will put some nice planes here. I like this Theros Beyond Death. Alright, so thanks to having these 2 Evolving Wilds, my mana base despite the splash is actually quite nice. I mean, you basically can't count these as one of each because these are not triumphs. It will only eventually tap for 1, but you get to choose. But I mean, if I count it as it being one of each, this would be a 9/9/3 mana base, which is totally fine. Okay, let's see how it goes. Oh, I forgot this entirely, but this is one additional white source that helps me. Not for, I mean, if I don't have anything white, I can't cast it, but it helps me with the double caster angel. So definitely with this, I shouldn't have put, more, more planes in the deck. This seven planes, 7 swamps is the correct one to do. Now I drew the mountain, so I can just, get a swamp with the Evolving Wilds. I don't have any mountain in the deck, and this will get me a plains anyway. Oh, foul play on the mana producer. It's too valuable. Definitely the correct choice. I mean, it's too valuable of a card to them this early in the game. Plus, if they're gonna ramp up to 4 drops, they quite likely won't even be able to be killed with the foul play. Okay, now they just play mulch. They do get 2 cards. Lantern's Lift goes to graveyard. Okay, they have some very nice self-milled theme here. Alright, but I have one of the hate cards. Yeah, let's do this. No reason to show the mountain them yet. I will just get my planes. Quite a bit of deck thinning, by the way. I mean, with Evolving Mulch in the graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I got 10 lands only left in the deck. And 18 spells, so I should be drawing quite well here. Alright, so what's this? Opponent just does nothing here. Okay. I guess I'll play the mountain now, because I might need to use the Lantern Flare mid-combat. I mean, it's not very likely, but I'll do it anyway. And now with... I think I will be going for the Traveling Minister, but I might draw a 2-drop, so I'm going to first crack the Clue token, because I was gonna do it anyway. I could have played the Traveling Minister and then have the Lantern Flare up. This also, by the way, could mean that they have a counter spell like a Syncopate, but I mean, if they counter the Traveling Minister... Okay, they did nothing. Exactly nothing. What's going on? Well, there's one of my splashed things. I really don't know. Well, let's do this. I really want to play the Soul Guide Griff, but they could have... There's in this format, in Midnight Hunt, there is a 5-mana 3/3 Flash Flyer. But of course I have a Cathartic Pyre for it, so... I also have the covered Cut Purse for it. Okay, they don't do that. So now it's really... I mean, I have only one option available here. I want to save this until I get to kill something. By the way, this is destroy target creature that was dealt damage. It doesn't have to be combat damage. Let's say they play a 6/6. I can Cathartic Pyre it and then finish it off with the Cut Purse. Or I can Lantern Flare and finish it off. But I mean, if they have a counterspell, I guess it's time for them to use it. And there's no counterspell. I get to exile the Lantern's Lift here. What the... They must have something right. At least a card draw spell, bounce spell, something. Okay, now... what kind of mass removal spell can come? Is the explanation that they actually do play 3 colors? And don't have the colors available? I don't know, I'm gonna make myself have a Coven here. Because this is gonna be bigger with Coven. Okay, they have a... Okay, this thing makes things face out. Yeah, sure, who cares? Let's see how many times they're gonna pay for it. They can pay it for 2 times, which means that it's gonna be still a 4/3, which I can kill. Alright. Before it even blocking anything. Let's see who they wanna... So they did that, so those will be phasing out. So I'm gonna use this now. And then I think I'll just play the Cathartic Pyre, and then I will play the Chaplain of Alms. So a pretty darn good turn here still. The Lantern Flare actually with this amount of mana I have can deal quite a bit of damage. So this will phase back in my next untap step, so they just basically prevented some damage. But look at my board, and I still have this kill spell and the covered Cut Purse. And they just don't want to do anything. So now there's actually a little bit of a dilemma. I'm not sure if that's serious, but I kind of want to play the Evolving Bulge and thin my deck even more. But I also might want to have the Lantern Flare up as a... because now currently I can deal 4 damage with it. I could deal 5 if I played the Swamp, but I think it's quite unlikely that I need to deal 5 and 4 is not enough. There could be a Hullbreaker Horror, but then I can use Covered Cutpurse to kill it. So let's give it a pump to the smallest guy to kind of distribute the damage. And they are having absolutely nothing. This is weird. This is not any target. It's only creature or planeswalker, so I can't finish them off with that thing. But yeah, I mean, opponent has played, what, 2 spells? No, actually 3, the Taxidermist, which would have added any color. So either they play 3 color or they're just massively flooded out here. Winterthorn, or they have pump spells and this kind of stuff in their hand. Well, that's surely going to be... So tap up to 1, yeah, yeah, it's tapped. I mean, they need some blockers here. They can lock these down for 1 turn, but I'm still dealing 2 to them, and they just use this card for no value. I mean, other than buying some time, but that's not what they need. They need to have some actual cards that do things. Oh, there's the Liaison. Do I have Blood Tokens in the deck? I have ways to gain Blood Tokens, so maybe I shouldn't play the Swamp, even though the Lantern Flare might make me want to have optimized. Well, I mean, there's no mass removal for these colors. Is there? There is not. So, and this is gonna be okay. They could have a flip the switch. Oh, fine. I'm not gonna be countered by flip the switch, so I'll do this. Syncopate doesn't work, and the flip the switch won't work now either. So let's see how they are gonna dig out from this hole. I mean, this is, of course, since the opponent had actually just a few things I could easily answer, it wasn't really a challenging game at all. I wonder how they could win with blue and green deck. Okay, I see a plains. There's also a Mirror Hull Mimic actually, which is... This only triggers on their upkeep, right? Yep, so they will be dead before. So they can copy the Liaison, for example. But it's gonna be too slow for them, I think. This will cost 5 mana, so they also, they will die if they cast this and don't have anything else to do. That's it. But this plains here explains they are playing maybe 3 colors and they had white cards in their hand. Well, I had also a splash, but I had very good fixing here. Alright, this is fine. And you can play the Cutpurse without benefiting from the ability, because even though a 3-mana 2/1 isn't really that good, you do get the Death Touch Flyer, the expensive 5-mana Death Touch Flyer anyway, so you get still some additional value after it has done something on the battlefield. Alright, well, this is very good now. I'm gonna attack for damage, play the Awakener. I could play this Cutpurse just to give this some fodder to sacrifice, but let's see. Oh, more fodder. Let's see if they have a removal spell. I could attack with just both of these, then if they do have removal I still get to deal 1, but now I get to also gain life. So yeah, with Right and the Awakener I'm gonna just play this, without any benefit from the ability. That doesn't do anything when they haven't dealt damage to me. Oh, that's more good sacrifice fodder. How do I do it? Well, I'm gonna pump the Awakener because they are not blocking it, because then I get value out of this, because I can sacrifice the Cutpurse before damage gets dealt. So they are doing that, which is now something I should consider here. I'll just play the Beggar here, and then I will sacrifice the Beggar maybe on the... Yeah, I can let this trade happen. I'll have 2/2 Death Touch Flyer waiting. Yep, this is fine. Then I can get my mountain with this Walling Wilds. Yeah, they had a 3-mana 2/2 as their first play. It's not really great when your opponent curves out like this. Forages, another thing that's gonna not cause any trouble. I think I'll just exile that guy. because now they could still block the Ecstatic Awakener. Yes, I can get value by sacrificing the Beggar and trading here. It uses my turn. Then again, no. I'm actually thinking now, because I can't sacrifice this twice, obviously, so that's what I'm considering. If I want to play optimized mana usage, I maybe should just play the Griff here right away. So sacrificing the Beggar here on the Rite of Oblivion means that I have 3 mana left. I could still make this transform, but I would have to sacrifice the Minister for that. I really like the Minister. I think what I'm doing here is I'm playing a bit slow here, and I will just play the Griff here and exile, well, this thing, the only thing that can exile. And let's gain some life. So what I'm gonna do if they attack, because the thing is that they might have more of these kind of effects that care about me having dealt damage. I might even block with the Griff here. Because I have a 6 mana 4/4 flyer still coming up as soon as I draw a thing. I don't want to give them any value. They might have more Famished Forages or something like that. This is not the optimal trade, but it's still a trade I'm willing to make. Just to keep off the triggers they might. On both of the cards I have seen care about me getting damage dealt. Okay, they have that now. Well, now it's a good target for my... Oh, with Morning Patrol this is actually perfect now. So let's get rid of that guy. So sacrifice a non-permanent, exile target non-permanent. Yes, I will do that. This is the target. This I sacrifice. And then I can do this, attack for 2, and then play the Morning Patrol. So optimal use of mana also. And that's also a thing I can fairly easily sacrifice for whatever stuff here is. I mean, if I need to use the Rite of Oblivion again. They have a couple of Blood Tokens. I have also, I haven't attacked with any very big creatures here, but they are at 13, I'm at 24, so damage raise-wise, I'm of course quite nicely ahead, and I have some... Unless they get to exile stuff, I mean, Diagraph Horde exiling 2 cards from a graveyard would have been horrible 5-drop, but they had a zombie, but it was the different kind of zombie. Alright, so now I have just the Generous Soul is just castable now. This thing has Death Touch, so the Ecstatic Awakener isn't particularly exciting here. I don't necessarily need to... Well, no, I mean, I was thinking about for a second to pump these and attack, but then they just block with the Stinger, so no. But I was saying that I don't necessarily need to, get the transform value out of this thing. If it trades with something like a 2/2 Death Toucher, that would be fine, but of course it won't do that now because they have this as a blocker. So I'm just gonna play... attack with the Morning Patrol here. And I don't care if they block or take the damage, both options are fine, and then I will play my 4/4 flyer here. Opponent is also down to 2 cards now. Did I say 2/2 flyer? I meant 4/4 flyer, yeah. This is a 2/2 flyer. So now if they play a land and attack, then they can finally connect. Because this will threaten to be a 5 power first strike attacker. I can't block with the Generous Soul. But let's see first if they have a 6th land even. They haven't eaten alive on that thing. Okay. So now they will finally get the value out of the trigger. Let's see what it was. It was a Vampire Sorcerer, which is gonna put a counter on this thing. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. So I'm not minding this. Alright. How do I do it? This is 4 mana, this is 3 mana. I have a 7th land here, so I think it's rather easy. I will do this. And then I will attack with the Awakener here. If they block, I can make it into a 4/4 and draw a card. If they don't block, I don't think I'm gonna sacrifice anything in that case. Because I do like my flyer as well. Each other vampire you control enter the battlefield with an additional counter. So if they have more of that stuff, yeah, well, I mean, I have the Rite of Oblivion still in my graveyard here. And I'm winning the race. If they don't get any life gain effects, my flyer, and soon I will have another flyer still, I will be able to raise them. But let's see, Gluttonous Quest, well, that's like a little bit of life gain. It's gonna be a 2-5 also. So still not enough to kill the Ecstatic Awakener, because I can make it into a 5-4 thanks to Traveling Minister. Are they gonna immediately discard a card? Yep, they gain 1 life and they have 1 mana left after all this is said and done. It's probably a land here, yes, a mountain. And yeah, they, unless this is like a 1 mana removal spell. I'm in a decent shape. Okay, nothing, no werewolves, so it won't be a night. I mean, no werewolves or anything else that has the day and night cycle, because Midnight Hunt has cards that are not werewolves but still start the day and night cycle, but none of that has been played in this game. Alright, so again, same story. I will pump the Ecstatic Awakener, because if they block with the Gluttonous Quest, I can make this into a 4-4 and the pump will still persist. So it's not a good block for them. So they will have to take 4 here. Only question is, who am I gonna sacrifice here? Traveling Minister or the Apparition? I do like the flyer quite a bit here. But also I like this thing. I guess it's time that the Traveling Minister goes. It's just, I mean, the flyer is very important here to deal damage. Do they actually have a... Wow. I mean, I still draw a card, so that's not so bad, but they had a hand with a mountain. They discarded it with 1 blood token. They were left with only 1 mountain untapped, and they drew 1 card. It was the only card that actually makes this good for them. Well, I'll still draw a card, so that's the best part of the Awakener's ability. Even if opponent has a response, you do get the benefit from the card draw, so that's great. And I sadly did lose my Traveling Minister now that I drew this, but at least I did gain a life point this turn, so I will get 1 blood token. Not enough to transform this guy though, because transforming this means I can start using the 5 mana ability. That would be amazing. But yeah, that was pretty annoying one, the Flame Blessed Bolt there. I had no reason to assume they happened to draw that perfect card in that 1 draw step from the thing, but I could have, of course, just played it safe and do the morning apparition thing, pump that and attack 3 in the air. And then if they have a Flame Blessed Bolt, I can, sacrifice in response to that. So, yep. Anyway, past the blockers. Sadly, I don't have the Midnight Ambush up here. Of course, I can block here this guy. I mean, I could double block the Socialite, but I'm not gonna lose my flyer here. So let's see if they drew another thing that helps them, get some value out of things. But this is basically a free attack. Well, maybe in the sense that now they don't have a... Okay. Nice draws there. Alright, whatever. I mean, it still doesn't... This block is still fine. But now I might... Well, I guess I have a Midnight Ambush to kill the Socialite. Or I might even need to kill the Stinger because it's quite hard to block. But now let's start. This is gonna be 5. I suppose if I want to have both up, I'm not going to do the blood token thing. Yeah, because I want to have the Midnight Ambush up now. I will try to raise them, of course, still. I might... I mean, I kind of want to kill the Stinger, but also the Socialite is quite annoying if they have more vampires. Okay, they get their life point now. I need 1 more blood token or 1 more life gain in any way, then I can transform this and can use the 5 mana ability. That will be quite nice. Okay, they just happen to draw all the removal in the world. Alright, so now the question is, do I... That's actually insane, given how they had to draw these things in a very small amount of draw steps, because now my life... I mean, I'm no longer winning the race here, and I have to use the Midnight Ambush. The question only is that I first, let them use the Stinger, not that it matters, because there's nothing else they would do with the mana. The Menace guy, which is gonna be harder to block and gives them, vampires enter with +1/+1 counters. Or this thing that can actually start dealing quite a bit of damage here. I do have the Rite of Oblivion too, and I have also, I can sacrifice the blood token for this thing, and I think I will be doing that. So let's just do this part. Unless I get another blood token, that's a different story. I also want to, yeah, this is tough because I'm now drawing a bit too many lands here. I could exile this thing, but I'm gonna lose my, yeah, I think that's not the winning play here against the 2/5 anymore with the 1/3. This is very annoying, but I need to draw just a spell here of any kind. That is totally good, and that also offers me a way to, sacrifice. I could sacrifice the token to use the Rite of Oblivion. Okay, now they have no more blood tokens. If they do draw lands, they don't have other. Ways to redraw. So yeah, with my land, I'm gonna exile this guy, sacrifice this guy. I have a 3/3. I can now. Now this is allowing me to win the race here. I guess I could attack with both in the sense that if they have like a Sure Strike, they will block the Clarion Cathars in that case. This has many, so I can't block it. So yeah, this will backfire if they have like a Neonate's Rush, I think. But I don't know. I wasn't gonna block this anyway. Do they have a vampire for an extra? Oh, come on. Why not a 2/5 here? Well. And another point of life gain. I mean, my deck has still a lot of good options left, but they get not only a 2/5 but a way to discard one of those things. Okay, now a flyer is great. So I can still attack with these. I can deal 1 point of damage. Which is quite interesting because then this Soul Guide Griff will be a 2-turn clock. If I leave these to block, they have no good attacks unless they have a good card here. The problem is that I don't care about taking the damage. I care about if they have another vampire that will get another counter here. If they get blood tokens, they get more life gain too. So it's kind of hard. Yeah, I could make them go to 6, which would be good with the 3-power flyer. I'm not sure if that is. I kind of want to keep these to be able to block both the Menace guy. Or, if they attack with both, I will block the Menace guy, and if they only attack with the quest. I will have the Grief here though. But if they have vampires, they get additional. They could. Okay, no attacks. I think I'm going to do it like this now. Is there anything? If they have like a way to gain stuff back here. Famished Forages, maybe, yeah. They could also have ways to get instant and sorceries back, but with the Ardent Elementalist, but they still have 2 options there. Mask of Griselbrand, are you joking? Alright. About time I drew something, but this is gonna be pretty annoying now. Even if I drew the Liesa here. Well, there's no attacks, because they're gonna gain 2 life. And they also have good... wait a second. If I attack with the Clarion Cathars and the Soul Guide Griff, they can double block the Cathars. I will trade the Cathars with the Soulslide. This says, whenever another non-talking... Okay, this has to be on the battlefield. Or this has to be on the battlefield for the ability to trigger. So I will play this pre-combat. So I think by attacking with both, I do get to deal a bit of damage. Now they will get to deal damage, but I know I have a Liesa here. I think I can attack even with the Restless Bloodseeker actually. Does that make any sense? If they double block it, they take 6 and gain 2. Yes, this comes back to my hand. Okay, yeah. I guess. And if they double block the Cathars, I can trade. Yeah, this is fine. I think it's fine at least. I think it's fine. They can of course just block with the, a 3-power guy and a 1-power guy. They gain 2 life, but I get to deal 3, so it's 1 damage. I could deal there. And now let's hope they don't immediately kill the Liesa with the top decked card they have there. Okay. Lord of the Forsaken. Sacrifice. They just drew this. I mean, I did drew the Liasa, but I guess it was time to do it. I mean, I drew a good Bum Rare, they drew a good Bum Mythic, but what happened before that? They drew all these cheap removal spells. Oh, sorry, my eyes. Something went to my eye. I mean, I shouldn't bind too much, but I mean, both having the Griselbrand and the Lord of the Forsaken back to back, it's a little bit different where I draw like a random creatures and then one Bum Rare and a bunch of lands too. But anyway, with the Liasa, I think I can just attack here still. Every creature that is gonna die. This doesn't have a lifelink. Although they will net life there, so that's not good. Because now they can block two of these guys profitably. I can't attack with Liasa, sadly. I mean, I would have wanted to, so that I would have gotten a blood token here. So no, if I attack with Cathars and the Grief, they will gain 2 life, they will block them both. And I guess I can recast this for the 1/1 token, but that doesn't matter. At least this second Traveling Minister is going to allow me to get blood tokens with this vampire, but I mean, I might be losing now because of the 2 things they have there. Okay, I think that's a bit too much now. The opponent just drew exactly what they needed here. I mean, they drew a removal spell that can kill a 5 toughness creature. Not that there are many of them in black and red, but also a bunch of the red. This is the only red removal spell outside rares that actually can accomplish that. I mean, sometimes you just lose because opponent draws better. This was definitely one of those games. I don't know if there is a win here to be achieved. I'm pretty sure there is not. So they can get... Okay. So I'm gonna be forced to jump block. I will get a 1 blood token. I can find some kind of an instant speed kill spell maybe. I can't attack here sadly. But I will get a blood token and I can use it to draw a card. Which I have to do, of course. Don't have to do it right now though. I don't have any tapping effects at instant speed. They can equip there to gain 1,000,000 life there. So if I could find a kill spell now, that is instant speed. I don't know if I have them, but I will just see it by drawing this card right now. That's like they gain 6 life and then they will draw. Are they gonna deck out? No, they are not. So when an equipped creature dies, they don't even have to pay X life, but they can because they will be gaining. I mean, I can also discard the draw, but I think the better option here is to just block the thing, because this I have to block anyway. I can burn it to death in the end step. But they go to 12 now. Yeah, that happened. Oh, I can now kill it with... Oh, that's actually great, because now I will kill it without them getting the trigger from this thing. I would rather them not draw, what? 6 cards, yeah, no. Still not great, because I have no more flyers and they have a life linking. Yeah, I just keep drawing these lands. This is super hard mode here. Super hard mode. So that thing will now have flying and menace. Sure. I can't even... I mean, I would love to transform this guy, but I have to find something immediately. That's the thing here. That is an okay thing, but they're gonna go... I mean, they were already into ropes before they got all the lifelink stuff. Okay, Moon Rage's Slash. I just hate that they can draw so many cards when the equipped creature dies. I don't think I can go that route. I can attack with both of my guys, but yeah, they draw 2 cards if this, because they may pay 2 life to draw cards equal to its power. Well, I mean, in this case 2. They pay X life, which is 2. Don't think I can do that, but I think I'm this time not gonna loot away this one blood token. I might actually be interested in getting the... Whenever you sacrifice another creature, I get life and scry. Okay. So they are going to attack for 2. Well, I can't even kill that one. Well, there's a Morbid Opportunist, which I'm gonna kill with the slash. They're gonna re-equip the Socialite. I would like to kill this, but I can't. I mean, look at the card draw power they have. So now with the Opportunist, maybe I will have to... What can I even draw here? They are back at 16. The Mask of Griselbrand, I don't think I have removal for that kind of thing. I would... One way to try to win is to activate the ability on the Blood-Soaked Reveler. But I'm gonna face a lot of... Yeah, I mean... Let's see what I draw first. Then decide. I mean, the Burn the Accursed was the... I was able to beat the demon if I just had the Liasa here. Given that I really did beat the demon. But losing the Liasa and them having the Mask of Griselbrand is just... I mean, that was just a few... I mean, the opponent had blood tokens, but it was in a very short time span. They drew multiple cards that they needed, starting from the Flame Blessed Bolt. This started it all. And then they continued Moonrage slash Play with Fire. Then they have got the Mask of Griselbrand, Burn the Accursed, Lord of the Fallen, Forsaken, and now even a Morbid Opportunist, which I had to, you know... I had to... I mean, I had to kill it instead of the Socialite here. Problem is I'm now dying. Candle Guide doesn't do it. I will face 2 damage in the air. I can only gain 1 life. And this thing, this transformation is only as a sorcery, so even though I get another one of these in my end step. Oh, but I can gain life from here whenever you sacrifice another creature. Alright. Alright then. So... Do I have to give them 2 life? I really don't. I mean 2 cards, not life. Well, they will get life 2 if they block. I have to use the Flesh Taker sacrifice. I guess the Clarion Cathars just to... Because I don't want to sacrifice the Minister, I don't think. Maybe I can. Oh... But I need blockers too. I can't attack with everything. Yeah, I guess I'll just... Because if they block and this loses, they get the 2 cards. That's way too much stuff. So... Okay, let's see how this goes. I'm gonna exile something. I don't think it matters. Lord of the Forsaken, why not? And then I will simply... This requires mana. Yeah, sure. Mask of Griselbrand. Yeah, I need 2. If I attack with guys, I need to block this with 2 if they equip the Gluttonous Quest here. Okay, they just attack with that thing, and now I have to sacrifice one of my guys. I think I should have played the land, by the way, because at 10 lands I can actually activate that thing twice. Anyway, no blocks here, I just sacrifice. I don't want to sacrifice the life-gaining thing, so it's gonna be the Clarion Cathars. But man, how do I win the win the match, not the opponent? How do I win the match here? I mean, even if I get to somehow stabilize here, I'm at 10 cards. Epicure. I have to sacrifice another guy. Jeez. Well, now it's gonna be the Minister. I need some, bigger ground guys, I think, here. Jaren, I'm not at 13. Won't be at 13 ever, but it gives me 2 things. Although it makes me lose life. Maybe I shouldn't have put that there, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm actually quite, you know... As you can see, I'm not really... My morale has gone, because the opponent is now back at 19. Alright. I don't think I have way to push through them, because... I mean, I guess I can try them to deck out. That is something I can try to do. Okay, so Jaren and activation, sure. Not sure. I mean, I might be taking out 2. But if I kill the things that have the Crystal Brand, I mean, they don't have to draw cards, but if they choose, I can make it easier for them to deck out. Yeah, I won't be at 13 life. Wow, this is insane. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I won't be using the blood tokens on the redraws. I just wanna go to... Oh, okay, forgot that I should have used the blood choke Reveler first. I don't think it matters really. I don't think I was winning the game. But yeah, this also makes you lose 1 life. So I was at 1 and I lost. So I should have done this. Actually, it wouldn't have helped here. Because I was dying anyway because I lost the Traveling Minister. No, yeah, I just shouldn't play the Jaren at all. I only needed to activate. I guess with the flesh take, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I was losing this game, but I definitely could have tried to survive for a couple of more turns. Both of my red cards with no way to splash, only 4-drop and 5-drop. So usually you keep these kind of hands where you have 2 and 1 of your main colors, you know, basic lands, but this is not keepable here now. That's much better. Much better. Okay, so the card I'm least interested in might just be the Eaten Alive, because I don't have good fodder for it, and it's gonna take a lot of time to get to 5 mana, so... Yep. I don't wanna sacrifice the Flesh Taker for that. Okay, that's a good target for the foul play. I'm just going ahead and just get the mountain, because... Oh, that was a mistake. Jeez. No, it wasn't, actually, it wasn't. Oh, because I know I can't play the Flesh Taker, but I'm actually gonna play the foul play. I can just play that, it's fine, because this is most likely the target for the foul play. Also, I can use the Midnight Ambush if there's something... Well, I don't know what would it even be? They play a 3-1 of some kind here, which I want to kill immediately. Well, I mean, I guess I can also kill that, but let's first just get 1 clue token. I guess this does negate the mulligan when I find an opportunity to actually cast that one. Hey, we are same colors. Oh, that's a nice one. And I even drew the, after using the Evolving Wilds on Mountain, the only card I couldn't cast colored mana wise was the Liesa, but now I can. I mean, I still need 1 land, but now any land will be good enough. All right. Do they have a? Well, they missed the 3-drop. I guess they do have a 4-drop now. Because they are not gonna have 2-drops either, because they would have played one of them on the previous turn. So they get to exile something that doesn't matter. That's fine, and they get live, and then Moonrage's Slash. I mean, I could kill this with the Midnight Ambush. And it's not the worst, because then I can use the Clue token with the remaining 2 mana. Because, I mean, I can kill it if they block, that's the thing here. Yeah, I think that's a good thing to do. Then if they don't block, I just play my own Candle Guide. Totally fine. Although they can attack with this Candle Guide into mine, because it will be a 4-4. So I guess I hope now that they will block. So could kill this thing and draw a card. Interesting. Could they have some disturb creatures I want to exile instead? This though says that if a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. Alright, so... I still could use the Midnight Ambush here and just draw a card. This is quite annoying although. And they will only attack for 3 in that case. Yeah, let's draw the card first. And that allows me to maybe cast Liaza on the next turn. Because the important part in that decision was that if I play the Candle Guide, I can't block the would-be 4/4 their Candle Guide, thanks to the Raveling Minister. Alright, so now that's something I could, if they at some point will in fact tap out, I will kill it with the Moonrage's Slash immediately. Now I can offer the trade. If they sacrifice the Candle Guide, I can respond with the Slash. Okay, so I mean, now I just do this, and if they have removal, they have removal. If not, this is gonna win the game, right? Because I would like them to use the, if they have removal, offer something they will use to... It's quite interesting, but the fact is, the Candle Guide is my... I mean, if I had 6 mana, or if I could double spell these things, of course I can play their Slash and the Beloved Beggar, but the Slash isn't gonna kill the Flesh Taker as long as they have mana up. Okay, let's play this thing. This is gonna really be a winning play if they don't have a removal spell. They would have to have like some black removal, or... Well, I guess we will see now. Because also if I do... Okay, they have a Stensia Uprising. That's not a, it's a good one, but I don't think it's gonna be enough for the Liaza. Eaten Alive will be great. And now I can also, you know, Moonrage's Slash. Oh, if I had 6 mana here, I could do really crazy stuff with the... I mean, because I can... For 3 mana I can use the Beggar and the Eaten Alive, but... let's see, how do I do it? I could... Yeah, I can't sadly do all of that. Oh, but I do have the Liaza, so if this guy dies, I'll get it back, so there is that. Candle Guide... Eaten Alive... I think the turn is just gonna be the Slash and the Beloved Beggar, but first I will play just the Beggar and go for the attacks. They can block with the Candle Guide. Oh, they can block with the Candle Guide and the 1/1, but I will get back the Flesh Taker in the end step. But I will lose the Flesh Taker, but they will lose the Candle Guide. I will lose the opportunity to use any of these other removal spells, because at that point the Beggar will be dead. It's actually interesting. I do want to keep them away from the 9 mana, 9 permanents. Nah, I'm just doing this and using the Moonrage's Slash. Now that it is safe to kill the Flesh Taker, let's do that. Let's do that. I kind of don't want to use the Flesh Taker, I mean the Beloved Beggar on it, maybe, because I don't have the second black for the Eaten Alive. This could give it if I get to 6 mana, but playing this at 1 mana is gonna be good. Okay, Giza. Well, this is the rare format, plus I have some decent rares myself too. So they are now at 10 permanents. At 13 they will get to kill the Liaza. So let's make them lose this. If a creature and opponent... that's really unfortunate. My Beloved Beggar will in fact get exiled. I don't like that. Don't like that one bit. It's really useful in my graveyard. Because if I use the Eaten Alive now, this will get sacrificed and it will get exiled, and this says... Yeah, if it dies. Oh, I kind of forgot it is nice synergy with the Eaten Alive too. Oh man. But this will... do I have to... I would just sacrifice the Bloodseeker, although it gives me a Blood token. Maybe I will play the Candle Guide. Maybe I don't need the Flesh Taker. This is so many questions. Oh man. I need to get rid of the Giza. Oh, they will get the decayed version of the things too. Okay, this is now very awkward. If they have any kill spells. Can they get to 13 permanents? I guess they can. I'm really thinking about just playing the Candle Guide so I can hard cast the Eaten Alive. No, at the beginning of your upkeep, this doesn't actually work. No, it doesn't create a delayed trigger, doesn't it? Giza has to be alive. Oh, yeah, Giza has to be alive in the upkeep for the ability to work. Alright. That makes it easier now. That makes it a lot easier. So let's do it. Eaten Alive, sacrifice the... I mean, I don't want to sacrifice this beggar. Because I would rather... I don't have any other sacrifice outlet though if I sacrifice this. Maybe I just sacrifice the Candle Guide in the end. This is so tough. This is incredibly tough now. I'm gonna use the Eaten Alive, but the creature I'm gonna sacrifice gets exiled and Liasa won't even be able to return it. Giza has to go, that's for sure. The question is, which of these? I don't want to sacrifice the beggar. I guess the Candle Guide is the one. I'll even get this Flesh Taker trigger, by the way. Chaplain is good enough. So now this got exiled, but because Giza has to be alive in the upkeep to get the decayed thing. Alright, so they are down to 10 permanents because I killed one of them, they played a land. I don't think they can... Well, they would have some token making thing to get to. Yeah, and plus if they sacrifice the Stenzi Uprising to kill the Liasa, they are already down to 9 here. So I have other flyers here that I can use too. But they didn't even try to attack, interesting. I think they maybe wanted to. Although Liasa does... it's not really great to kill opponents' creatures when they have a Liasa. Plus they do want to go to 13. So now it is... I'm going to play the Chaplain, I think, pre-combat. Not necessarily the Bloodseeker. This could be a 6/6 now. Yeah, I just want to make them get rid of these permanents. I can also, use these. I mean, I will get these stuff back to my hand. So yeah, let's do this. I don't want to show them the Bloodseeker. It can be one way to win the game with the the ability it has when it has transformed, because the opponent will go to what, 5 now? They will have to block the Flesh Taker, and that's fine. Chaplain will return to my hand end of combat. And I get to gain life and get a Lantern Flare, which has to be a good one. I'm pretty sure about that. And then I can play the Bloodseeker and get the Blood Token here. And now they're down to 11, but they play land and something, and they are at 13. So Liasa is gonna die, but I mean, I'm in a pretty excellent shape, regardless. Plus, they do lose the Stenzi Uprising when they sacrifice it. They also have to show the remaining... Oh no, sorry, they need only 1 permanent because they must go to exactly... Okay, that's good against my disturb stuff, sadly. But yeah, they will now go to 13 because they actually don't want to play the remaining card there, because this has to be the 13th permanent, the human creature token, I mean. Yeah, they shouldn't use the heirloom right now. So with the heirloom, it's gonna tax my ability to... Yeah, so they kill the Liasa now. Okay. And then... I don't have that clear of a path to victory here. But I mean, my path is gaining life with the Flesh Taker. Oh, actually Lantern Flare. Yeah, that gains me life. Somehow I did forget it. Although I can't kill them. No, I can. If I play Chapline, it's exactly 4. Alright, this is super easy actually. This does require something from the opponent still, so I guess if they have instant speed removal, well, then they have. It's the last card in their hand. Okay, now that worked, and now I gained life, so the Restless Bloodseeker will get another Blood Token. Is this worth attacking here? If they double block, I have to sacrifice the Chaplain of Alms, and they will get to exile it with the heirloom. But I get rid of 2 of these. Basically, what the Chaplain trades with 2 of these 1/1s. This is not gonna do much. Alright. Plus I get to, scry and all that. Now they could put all 4 there, in which case I might just let the trade happen actually. Now if they lose 4 tokens and I lose a Flesh Taker and a Chaplain, I think I can take it because of the Bloodseeker that is going to be the winning play. But they've only put 2 there, which is totally actually the preferred way to do things. Now I'm thinking about the Bekar losing that one because this is at least going to be able to. I mean, I think I'm gonna actually lose the Bekar after all. After all, the Bekar has to go because I'm not going to have the opportunity to play that 6 mana, not with the heirloom here. But Chapline I can, so I can sacrifice the Chapline. And let's say if the opponent. Oh, wait a minute. Morning Patrol. It's good enough. I mean, the disturbed creatures are now worse with the heirloom around, but now if they do tap out in a way that makes them, I mean, so that they can't use this, then I can sacrifice. Oh man. Oh man. I think I can still maybe beat it, but it's really hard mode again. But point was that I was gonna say is that if they do something like this, now I can sacrifice this because I do have this costs only 1 mana to sacrifice. So I can I mean, I can play the 2/1, but none of that matters anymore. They have Dreadfish Demon. I don't need a 2/1 flyer other than for jump blocking purposes. So if I attack with the Flesh Taker, they do have to block it. And if they block it with a Demon, then I have to sacrifice 2 guys. So if I do the Morning Patrol, can't say I like it. So I guess my best bet is that they do not. Because I want to use this 5 mana just on this ability. That's what I really just want to do. Sadly they are at 5, not at 4, so this takes a bunch of turns to still win, but so if I attack with the Flesh Taker, if I play the Morning Patrol pre-combat, it will trade with 1 demon here. I mean, I guess they could jump block, but if they block with the 6/6, I won't be throwing it. It would be pointless. I'm gonna just do this. I mean, this is only going to work if they, because I think my clock is enough. I mean, if they attack with all these demons, then I can attack back. They have only 1 card in hand. Guess I will do this now so I can get my Blood Token, which could be relevant. But I'm gonna go down to 24 now. But if they have only, and they will have 6/6 at the end of turn, maybe even 2 if they play a creature. Yes, that's right. So I can't attack into it still. Am I gonna lose on the following turn? I guess I don't lose on the following turn because I go to 24, and then if they have 4 6/6 attackers, well, that's exactly 24. But they have to sacrifice Anji. But before that, oh man, they can gain 2 life before that, and that's incredibly relevant. That is incredibly relevant here. I guess I'm happy they don't attack with more than 1 demon. That can give me 1 additional turn, but that's not necessarily gonna be enough anymore. I wish this went to head. Do I have to make them lose one of the demons? It doesn't make any sense. They're two... I mean, look at this. If they were now at 3, which they would be at if they didn't have a way to gain 2 life from a creature. Now, this wasn't the only thing that could have been in there, but there are not that many life gain effects as an ETB. So they would be at 3 now. I would be going to 30. And then I would win if they don't have a kill on here. Now I can make them go to 3. But if they attack with everything... Yeah, well, if they can't attack with everything, that is the thing. Do I have to play the morning patrol? I don't think I can do that. I will just do this to get the blood token. Maybe I need it. I don't know. This is... I mean, I did have the Liasa, but... Yeah, that was... This has been... I mean, there's not many more double feature drafts left, but I don't want games to be decided by my rares, not whether they are mine or the opponents. Okay, I do have the pyre on that. So that's something. Oh, no, it will get sacrificed for a demon anyway. It won't have a lifelink on my turn. So they can't attack with... They have to block. They can attack only with 2. But this means they will be able to have a lethal attack on there. Yeah, they're gonna have 5 demons. So thanks to them having the life gain effect. This is exactly not enough. I can put them to 1. And 3 of these are not lethal, but 5 of them are. I don't have lifelinkers. I mean, I don't have flyers. I can get 1 flyer, that's not enough. And then I can't even use this ability. Is there a way to deal 3 to them? Moonrage slash. Oh, it's here. Damn it. Damn it. I was thinking about I could sacrifice, discard 2 of these cards to find the slash. That would have worked. I don't think there's anything, but I mean, I guess I have to just see. The 2 life gain from the Anje. That was the relevant part here. And yep. I would have put them to 1 here. Quite frustrating 2 losses here, but yes, I have had rares too, and it's not a good feature of a draft format. Of course, this is the double rare packs, but it's really frustrating to lose games to that kind of stuff. Now, again, my Liasa did most of the work for me there, but still that was like multiple things there. But whatever, let's see if I can win some games still before I get the 3rd loss. Okay. That's actually quite decent of a starting hand. I can... Yeah, well, play the Bekar and the Gerund, and I can just eat the Bekar. But the reason this is not such an amazing card, it takes a lot of time before you get to actually, benefit from this part. But in this deck, it's still a good one, because I also do want to have the 2 mana thing. Oh, well, it's a lot different now that I have a better way to benefit from it. But I'm not playing the Awakener yet. I'm gonna still curve out here nicely. It could be that if I draw my 4th land, my turn 4 can be Awakener into activation. Cast away, which I can exile. Tempting actually. How do I do it in an optimal way? Because I can also use the 1/1 human token here too. Non-token human dies. This is a human peasant. Okay, actually I could get another 1/1. Yeah, so definitely I should play this now. It's easy to forget that it also, whenever another non-token human you control dies. Okay, so this is a human non-token one. Alright, I can do that. So next turn, Awakener and eat a beggar, and then I can exile this even by hard casting or just eating one of the 1/1s. Alright, unless they have a exploit right now, in which case they have an exploit thing and that's it. I think I don't mind the 2/1 flyer that loots as much as I mind the 3/4 flyer, which is a good blocker on my guys. So I will still be exiling the Castaway. Phantom Carriage. They seem to have a nice, really nice little theme in the deck. So, I still don't think the Eaten Alive is gonna be played this turn unless... No, I'm going to... This turn is gonna see me do this. And then I could offer... No, I can't offer because they have the 1/3 here. So, no good attack here. They might either trade or they can just use the Castaway to block it. Alright, so now I have a... And they have no plan to... No plan to tap out, huh? Well, this is a demon now, it's not human. So this can give target human you control against lifelink. So you can, I mean, with these abilities, you can try to somehow get to 13 life. It's not gonna be easy, but you can try to kind of combine these things, losing life and taking damage from opponent's attackers. It's like an own mini game, but I'm not going to focus on that too much. So now if I attack, they have a good double block, which means that, and I don't have the red for the instant speed stuff, so I think it's just time to eat something alive. I will sacrifice a human token here, and I still think the Castaway is the one I want to get rid of. Even though it's a smaller creature, but I don't want it to be in the graveyard. But let's now see what, I mean, they can have something there. Let's see what it is. I can still play the Minister and the Patrol here, so this was why it was so obvious. I mean, even though I could have hard cast this for 5 mana, it's much better to sacrifice one human here. Devious Cover Up. Alright. They have that thing there. Well, that's annoying. That certainly is annoying, but I guess I can have this as a 5/4. I'm not gonna offer the trade on one of these guys. If this had 5 power and next turn it will, then yes. Other than that, no. Oh, come on. Well, Bloodseeker will be good with all the stuff I have here. I could also just attack with the Morning Patrol being a 3/3. I really don't like the fact that they have all this mana up here. So let's try this now. I mean, there's no rush here. I'm not in any kind of... Not under any pressure here. Let's see if I can connect once here. Given my starting hand, the opponent just played the 1/3 on turn 2, and that was enough for them to, I mean, prevent me from attacking at any point. So if they do block with the Archivist, I'll just try to cast the 2/1 Vigilance part. I could keep it, you know, lifelink, but doesn't make any sense. Maybe that's -2, -0, it's not. And this is actually going to trigger it's whenever humans, non-token humans die, I get those 1/1 tokens, which, you know, may not be relevant in the long run. So let's see if they have more counter spells, bounce spells, whatever. Let's just play this thing. At least it's a flyer. And now they don't get the 3 power. I mean, they lost the 3 power guy, so the Awoken Demon might even be able to attack. Who knows? So, classic blue-black. Let's not play spells on my own turn. Okay, they have the Devious Cover-Up deck, but that's really, I mean, they get to reshuffle this stuff, but it's a very long game plan. They still need to deal with this board I have. So, Fading Hope on that thing now. Why would they Fading Hope that thing? They want the Scry? I mean, why didn't they? Well, I guess the Awoken Demon can, you know, get me another card when I sacrifice this one of these 1/1s, but that was like a tempo play, but it's not like the 2/3 was gonna do anything. Okay, there's the Hermit. But now my 4/4 is locked in the cemetery. It can attack once. Alright, so now the Candle Guide will be pretty great. I'm actually going to... It's great for two reasons. First of all, it can exile the Castaway if they choose to jump block with it. And second of all, it gives me the bread mana for the Moonrage's Slash. I'm actually going to hope that they go for the jump block. And this, I know this won't be untapping anymore, but if they take the damage... I mean, don't take the damage, it's gonna be great. Because I wanna play my Candle Guide and exile that thing. Perfect. They mill 3, maybe they mill something else. Okay, one of the cover... How many? I mean, this could be the one they reshuffled, but it also could be that their deck has a million cover-ups. But yeah, Candle Guide has now a plan here. This. So, they get to attack with this once they loot, but I think I will Moonrage's Slash that now with the... I mean, unless they kill this before I get to untap. So they will have 2 cards in hand. They discard an island. Okay. They got the Carriage. Well, that's annoying. You may search your library for a card with flashback or disturb. I mean, this is one of the cards they reshuffled, so they did draw it again. They have a Memory Deluge. I wish I had more of the exile stuff now, because suddenly that would be very good. Alright, so... This is interesting. This is really interesting now. Because I could use the Slash to kill the Carriage by attacking with the 1/1s. They might block. It will cost me 4 mana because I don't have the red in any other way than with the Crossroads Candle Guide. But I could still play the Bloodseeker post combat. I don't like the sight of a 4/4 flyer, but I don't like the sight of the Looter either. But this is a good blocker also. I think I just have to accept that they will be able to loot a bunch. Yeah. And I did gain life here, so I will also get the blood token, so I maybe at some point I will be... I have the option to use this, but of course I have my own 4/4 flyer. One of the reasons I wanted to get rid of this is that I will have a 4/4 flyer if they can't exile it. This does cost 7 mana, so that will be one turn they're gonna use to dig into more cards. And I am of course now in a decent shape damage race wise. But this is one of those games that if an opponent has a crazy good bomb rare here, that is going to be... they can just win with help of that. But now they just have a locked in the cemetery here. They have to discard now one of these things. They kind of don't even want to discard lands because they want to hit the 7th for the deluge at some point. Scarp is... Well, if they want to sacrifice something, they get to return something. I don't know if there's anything worth returning. Let's see if they sacrifice. I guess I can check it out. Yeah, there wasn't really. Chapline, is it bad? So they have a 3/3 now. Well, they did lock down my other attacker, so kinda annoying, but oh well. Let's gain life here. Sadly won't be able to attack this turn. And then just play my own 4/4. At least they won't be able to loot without losing the creature. And then I can... Funnily though, can I make this into a thing somehow taking damage? Well, I'm actually gaining life during these turns, so... Okay, more card draw. Well, I think... Well, I have my 4-power flyer now. As long as they don't gain life, I can try to, you know, just chip them away with the flyer. Well, it's not actually chipping because it is 5 damage a turn with the Traveling Minister. They have a pay 2 angler, and they actually discarded 2. Okay, they didn't have a basic land, or they... Yeah, they would have discarded the basic land, so it was 3 spells there. So they have the angler, but it's not enough to kill the soul here. Or maybe they have another locked in the cemetery. Or, I don't know, something else. They do. They in fact do have a third locked in the cemetery, and they continue looting here. I guess my game plan starts to be winning with them decking out if this is goes on. And if they continue attacking in the air, I do get to, of course, at some point go to 13 life here. Now, I can make this go into a 3-3, but sadly, that's... I mean, look at this. They actually had locked in the cemeteries on each of my guys that can profitably attack here. It is a bit annoying, for sure. Alright. And this one repository scarp doing all the work now, holding down the... Well, let's just play our stuff. I think there's not much else to do here. So now this will be interesting because I will have the opportunity. Do I need to use the blood tokens now? I will leave this in my hand if I... This needs a 6 mana to transform. Flying Trample Lifelink. Alright, so let's see. Because if they attack now with the Archive Haunt, I will go to exactly 13. Then I won't be using the Traveling Minister. And I will in fact transform the Jeren here. And then I hope they don't have a immediate removal on it. Okay, there it is. Discarding something. They have a 13 in the deck. Now the thing is that, okay, that's yeah, really not a good card. I mean, in this situation at least. But if they do have more devious cover-ups, they can prevent the mill death by just chaining them. But let's see. Those could have been their only 2 ones. Alright, so any reason to use a blood token on redraws here? I don't think so. I want to play these lands a little bit at least. So attacking with Jeren makes no sense because I want to just transform it. So let's transform it. No attacks, I guess. No life gain from the minister either. I got it here. I guess even if I lose this game in the end and I finish the event at 1-3, at least I got this Omendal, the Corruptor. Flying Trample Lifelink, sacrifice another creature, draw a card. Well, I can draw a bunch of cards here from these things. They have another Castaway. Their deck seems to be quite interesting. I mean, not interesting, but actually just having a very good plan here. But it's maybe a bit slow here now. They were able to deal with my stuff with the 2 mana removal spells. I think the Locked in the Cemetery is the perfect removal spell for them, because normally it's not really that great. Alright, so now we are talking. I can start exiling non-land permanents, including those locked in cemeteries if I want to free, for example, my Generous Soul. Yeah, now we are talking. They have 2-3 power in the air. Let's see what happens. This has trample too, so... Okay, they didn't have the answer for it. Alright, so now... I think what I'm doing is I'm going to sacrifice... I don't want to lose these, but... Yeah, unlocking my Generous Soul does seem that it makes sense, so... Do this and I will sacrifice a blood token. I gained life, so I get another one from the blood seeker. Actually, I should also do this. Because I'm gonna use the 5 mana now. Do I want to? I'm gonna play the land. I have a card draw from the Omendal anyway. So I don't need the Blood Tokens necessarily to draw cards. So now they could play the Deluge, but that's too little too late. So actually they never got to play it. 7 mana is not that great. They get to loot here. Sure. Loot away. They are down to 10 cards. So they would lose to decking somewhat easily if they don't have a third Devious cover up in the deck. So now they need to deal with the Omendal, with the 4/4 and with the Reveler here. So I think it might even be safe to say that now I'm winning here. I could exile this so that it can't jump block to the soul. I'm just not sure want to do that. I could also sacrifice these tapped creatures to draw some cards, but I don't really know if I need any cards here. If I can win this turn though, I mean this is gonna be trembling. I currently with the current board state I'm winning just with the Reveler and the Omendal. But if I attack with multiple guys here, I'm not attacking with the Reveler, it will be killed by the Scarp. The 1/1s can... Okay, sure, let's do this. I'm assuming they have an answer for the Omendal, because of course they just lose if they don't. So that's why I'm not gonna... That's the card I'm not gonna pump. So let's just do this. I'm not even sure if they attack, but the point is I can sacrifice the creatures that are about to die for no reason to the Omendal here. But of course I don't have to do anything before they do something, because I'm going to... So that's currently... Well, let's deal the first strike first, because that's gonna happen first. So now... But they have a Deluge. Okay, yeah, well the Omendal is gonna be lethal. They have no lifelinkers here, so they don't gain any life. That's 6 damage. Actually 7 damage here now, so I don't need to do anything. First strike there and then... Alright, yes, I got to transform this guy. Okay, I need to take a little bit of a break now. I actually need to drink something. Not that you will notice it, but I will pause the recording anyway. Yep, that's good enough. I have a slow start with the Evolving Wilds, but I do have both colors here available. I can play the foul play. Okay, opponent going to 5 here. Well, that's going to make it probably easier for me to deal with this stuff. Now, problem of course is that if I get I have to get the planes. There's just no way, because I of course now I have only one Evolving Wilds and 1 mountain, plus the 4 mana artifact creature to get the red mana, but not getting the planes there. I know I have a lot of planes in the deck, and I did draw one right away, but if I got a mountain there, I have no castables, other than the foul play. So, okay, there's thing, artifact card with a mana ability or a basic land card. Right. They could have them. There is an artifact card with a mana ability. Actually more now, because the Crimson Vow has two. Actually couple, yeah, it has 2 of them. I mean, not 2 like also, but yeah, actually 2. Alright, but they got a basic land. It was a 3rd color, Ecstatic Awakener. Great to target that thing with the foul play. Okay, that's gonna be good too. And I can draw a card from it. I could also use the clue token for this Rite of Oblivion, but I mean, I'm not gonna use the clue token until their end step, but it's quite unlikely I would choose that. Okay, Sigarda Splendor, that is something I might wanna... So, yeah, they get life. Yeah, I mean, it's I'm not gonna care about it because it's not gonna do anything when they don't have a board presence. It of course can start drawing cards when they have board presence, but now I'm gonna be able to make it so that it doesn't do anything. So play the flyer, I think. Yeah, good evasion is good here. Now I could play the Cathars. That gives me the option to use the 1/1 token as an easy thing to sacrifice on this thing. If I had a 6th land in my hand, I wouldn't have to worry about it, because then I could do it on the same turn. Now there's a risk. Okay, I'm actually choosing this line, because they might have something I absolutely want to get rid of. And the 3+1 damage is still good. It's actually more damage than the flyer can deal. So I think it makes sense. Bird Admirer. Yeah, that is fine. Oh, there's my red mana source. That is amazing. So I can do. Let's just. I mean, if they have tricks, they have tricks. I'm not too worried about it because this is a good attack. I can sack the 1/1 if they block the Flesh Taker, and then of course. I mean, I guess they don't have something, but I have to try it. At least I get a Scry here. Swamp. I don't have double black casters in there. I don't need that. I don't need the 6th mana either. Did they just jump block there? I guess this was potentially dealing a lot of damage, but not quite. I could have. I mean, if they didn't block either of these, they would be at 4 now. If I sacked this, they would be at 2, so almost lethal. Now the classic question: am I going to play around mass removal? No. Although this is also sadly my... It's also sadly my way to gain the red mana here, so if they do have mass removal, that's gonna hurt me quite a bit. Alright, well I have a continuation here at least. But they're gonna gain life now, a card now, from the Splendor. They had a Path of Peril. I'm so sad. I'm so sad that they had it. But, I mean, I'm still winning and now they don't draw a card. And I have the Jeren here. I don't think I need to exile the Weaver of Blossoms right now. They have the 3 colors available unless they play 4. Yeah. This gives lifelink to a... Yeah, okay. So they only set this at 5 now. If they don't have an answer for the flyer, they have a life gain, that's 3 points of life gain. It's going to be enough for them to... Unless I draw the mountain. Maybe, well, let's see. I mean, I will just kill the Flourishing Hunter for sure, but... okay, that is a little different now. That is so tempting to do different. No, I guess I'll just let them draw the card from the Splendor. It is after all the second card they will get out of it. If a 4 mana card draws 2 cards, it's not really that big of a deal yet. But here my reasoning is that I'm going to attack with the 1/1 and the 3/4. Now, if they don't block either of them, they will go down to 4, and this won't draw them a card in that case. Now, it doesn't matter which they use to block the 1/1. I will use the Covered Cut Purse to finish that thing, and then I can sacrifice the Covered Cut Purse and exile the other one. They will have no board, and I won't be attacking with the Jeren. Because that would die, and I don't want it to die. So this is good. No matter if they block and who they block with or don't block, it doesn't matter now. Unless they have some nice responses for this stuff, but I hope they don't. That dies. And then... This also gives me a human because... A token because it's a non-token human that is about to die now. They do get a card now. That's something I couldn't... I mean, when they did the block, I couldn't prevent that from happening, but I would say that they can draw their card, given what I still have in my graveyard. And I guess I can draw the mountain or the remaining evolving wilds at some point too. So now this is again at 5. They get a... But 2-2 isn't enough to deal with the Jeren. Jeren can connect for 2. I have a 2-2 Death Touch Flyer. They have a Right of Oblivion of their own, but they have to use that to get rid of it. Fine. They will go to 4 here still. Bloodseeker is good. I can... Okay, well this is now multiple things that are possible to do here. Because I can give the... Well, either of these humans. Lifelink. Well, of course I give it to the one that deals more damage. Then I get the Blood Token here. But that's all I can do. Or I can just play the 2-2 Flyer. It is interesting. It really is. But I think the Blood Tokens might be more important. Although the 2-2 Flyer is quite good. They can exile, by the way, whatever I have here. But they have to sacrifice a permanent for that. They could even sacrifice the Splendor, but I guess it's fine. I like this more. I guess I can give them both lifelink. Sure. I'm not going to use the Blood Token on discarding and drawing, because I'd rather have 2 for this thing to transform. So now this is set at 4. So they will draw a card whenever they have life equal to the number set in here, or more than that. And every white spell allows them to gain more life. But I have now 3 attackers here still. Plus, one other reason to get the Blood Token is that now it's also nice to use it for the Right of Oblivion, potentially. Okay, that's just gonna get them a land. They get to scry also, because they will have 3 or more basic. They scry to bottom. But that doesn't actually do anything, so... Are they gonna use the... Yeah, they had to use the Splendor to get rid of the Jeren now. And now there is no way for me to gain more life, but I mean, they're gonna go down to... I mean, I probably should have now done this before I attack. I don't think I can draw anything that matters, but now that I don't gain other... There's no way to gain life, I just rather use the Blood Token to redraw. And now I'll do this, and let's see if they have another mass removal effect. They could have now, well, another Path of Peril, or maybe by invitation only. No. So opponent did mulligan to 5, but then again, they do play 3 colors, so that makes it harder to get good starting hands. And look at this, they have 1-drop black card, they have these green cards, and they have double caster white. They basically don't have a splash here, they have even 3 colors. Yes, there is some fixing, but that kind of explains the mulligan to 5. But of course, the only reason they were still in the game is that they had the Path of Peril on turn 6. But gladly, I still won. Yeah, but how do I do it? Easy. I'll get the planes, and then on turn 2 I play Chaplain and the Awakener, and then on turn 3 I even have the option to sacrifice the Chaplain to transform this guy. Opponent mulligan to 6, but you don't see it here until... I mean, they did, but you see here the 7 cards in hand, because of course they currently do, but now they put 1 on bottom and they have 6. Alright, I'll just use this right away. So planes, and I already have the mountain in my hand, the only one in my deck. So my mana is... Well, I guess I can still draw my double white angel, but there are a lot of planes in the deck still. Chaplain, Ecstatic Awakener, and a Cut Purse even giving me some nice options, but I think I'm quite likely to just make a 4/4 for myself, because that allows me to play a nice spell on the next turn. Let's just play the mountain here. I mean, I'd rather... If they don't have a bounce spell, this works. I still get to draw the card. Yeah. Let's deal 4 instead of 2. And next turn, I might just play the 4 mana flyer. Also gives each of my creatures ward 1. That's early in the game, that's relevant. Oh, the opponent also shows their dominance by their ability to get all the basic lands. Alright, 2-1 is quite slow. I mean, the Awakened Demon is just amazing because you do get to, you know, have a very early 4-4 when you play this on turn 1 and have a 2-drop. Yeah, I don't need to foul play that thing right now. I'd rather have my first striker, and yeah, like I was saying early in the game, if they have interaction, paying 1 more mana for that is a relevant cost. So now even if they have something, they do need to, and it doesn't matter who they are targeting here. So they have a Jack-o'-lantern, which could have actually, oh, that can die, and it can die in multiple ways. Okay, and then I can kill the flyer too. But I mean, they could have exiled this card if I didn't. I mean, if they had any mana available. Alright, so obviously Halana and Alina has to die. It has reach, so I can't even attack into it. Well, I guess I could attack into it and use the covered cut purse to finish it off, but I mean, it's the only target for my foul play. I will deal with the Wandering Mind later. So do I want to? There's no one. Yeah, I will use the red mana for this because I can't draw anything. When I use the clue token, I can't cast my. If I draw a red card, I can't cast it. Yeah, please go away. And then play my white. Now I have the Sigarda. Is it Sigarda? Well, no, they're Angel anyway. Whatever it is. Yeah, well, of course I'll attack. That's like an. I mean, their opponent is at 6, but the thing I'm actually thinking about here is whether I should play the covered cut purse here. I don't think I'm gonna do that though. I will do this. There's a chance I will draw a Traveling Minister, so I will definitely do it right now. Yeah, so they need to deal with the 4-4 and guess I don't mind to trade on that thing. Heirloom. Well, that can exile my both of these things, but I mean, if they tap out, well, I don't know. If they play a creature, they can jump block because, of course, I have a lethal attack now. Now they have an Earth in there, so that's great. Oh well, heck, that is. Is this a victory now? I mean, if it's at least forcing them to do this. I mean, I was gonna do it anyway. I was going to, you know, let's say I draw a basic land. I was gonna play the cut purse, Rite of Oblivion, the 4-3, and then force them to jump block the demon with the 2-4. That would be fine, even though they get to use this ability to, and this to exile stuff from a graveyard. But now that I drew the slash, that's going to be better, right? It's going to be better now. And this time I will be playing the cut purse, you know, just because I would have to sack. I don't have a win because there's not. I can't kill this without sacrificing either of these, and I need both of them to win. So here I just simply. This is still amazing, good value for me. Oh, they even don't care about blocking here. That's fine too. I mean, they could have blocked this 4-4. So anyway, they would have gone to 4 life, and then I could have played the 2-1 here, and I would have again, you know, if they have burned down the house, I would have lost my board. But hopefully, I mean, absolutely, it's a fact now that they didn't have it because they wouldn't have conceded if they did. Yeah, that's fine. I get my white mana with this thing, have the Bekar on turn 2, and then of course have the options to play the Jeren or just use the Eaten Alive, although I would maybe rather not use it that early, because this on the graveyard is only relevant later in the game. And I drew this, and I already again had to use this for the non-mountain, but at least this time I don't have a red card in hand. This thing, by the way, doesn't have defender. It's relevant when you have the search party captain, which is cheaper for each creature that you attacked with that turn. So if I had that card in my well, in my deck and in my hand, I could have attacked with this and it would have been a 3 mana play. Weaver of Blossoms. So, well, there's also the mountain here. I think it's worth killing it. Not with the Eaten Alive. I can actually, if I don't want to sacrifice this, I can just hard cast it the next turn. But now the Lantern Flare is gonna deal exactly 3 here, so let's do that. And I guess, yeah, well, I mean, let's gain more life. But there is a world where I actually want to sacrifice this just to be able to do the disturb thing. But let's see, I might just play the Soul Guide Grief on the next turn. My clock in the ground isn't that massive. I mean, it's 3 damage per turn while opponent is at 17. I'd rather just play my flyer here. They did get their swamp here, but they had to play the Bat Whisperer without. Okay. Without, the trigger, which makes it quite a bit worse. Now, I'm not offering to trade here. It wouldn't be the worst play ever. But also, I get some 1/1s where I sacrifice, for example, the Beggar, because as you can see, I drew an insanely good card here now. So now I can hard cast this and I still have ways to sacrifice the Beggar. So this is amazing actually. I don't offer the trade here. I will just use this Griff here now and exile the only card in the graveyard, I guess. Now if they do attack, I probably just take the damage. They might have like another Bat Whisperer. It's not maybe that likely for them to have. But let's first see if they attack. They don't know that I have these sacrifice outlets here, so they might not want the Beggar to die, because I could also jump block with it. Of course, I will not do that because of these things. Mostly the Rite of Oblivion, because this is now hard castable, because I do have 5 mana, 2 of which are swamps. Tireless Hauler, so this is just a 4/5. Now that's a perfect thing to, just kill. This is looking really good now. So I can't cast both of these, which means I'm gonna cast the more expensive one. Let's get rid of this guy, and then just get the planes here, I guess. And again, same story. Not going to offer the trade. I want to at least get the 1/1 token from the beloved Beggar here. Because as long as this is on the battlefield, that can happen. I don't think it's gonna be, the game is gonna be about me being at 13 life for this thing to transform. But who knows, if the opponent stabilizes somehow, it could go to that, so keeping the Jeren around is a good idea. And yeah, I will just take this. If they attack with it, I will just take 4, and if they have like another Bat Whisperer, it's not like the 1/1 Bat token isn't going to be that relevant. There are of course other things that can trigger based on me having taken some damage, but a lot of the good ones are red. I guess the black has an uncommon that puts a +1/+1 counter on a vampire in their end step. Yeah, well, I'll take the 4. Let's see what they have. At least if they have something to benefit from this. Okay, they just wanted to raise because they had no intention to block with it. Alright, so... how do I do it? Because of course they can have a pump spell also, although if it's a Witch's Web. Because I'm thinking about using the Rite of Oblivion on one of these guys, even though it's not really that amazing. But I can, then I have this as a castable in my graveyard, and I can still play the Morning Patrol this turn. And I can get the 1/1, little bit of token value here. But I'm not sure if I'm going to use it on the Bat Whisperer. I'd rather use it on the 4/2 than the 2/2, so... This seems a bit weird because I'm using a removal spell on such an unimpressive thing, but I actually want this to be on my graveyard to play it. And I still have the Rite of Oblivion available. So it's gonna be this, and then I'm gonna... After this I can, attack with the Jeren into combat tricks. I got now, I think, enough value there. I just hope one thing, that they don't have a Diagraph Horde, because if they exile both the Beloved Beggar and the Rite of Oblivion, that will be horrible. Absolutely horrible. I guess they still need to deal with the Soul Guide Grief. Okay, now I lose my turn here. Not gonna give any lifelink here because I will rather play the Morning Patrol here. Hall of the Hunt. Alright. Guess I now can exile that thing. Not now, but on the next turn. It does have Vigilance though, so do I want to take 4 here? I'm going to play the, by the way, the Beloved Beggar anyway. Yeah, okay. And now if they do actually have the Diagraph Horde, it's not gonna be so bad when I got value from this other flashback thing. Still, I would very much like to play my 4/4 flyer here. But let's see if they... Okay, they are looking at the graveyard. Nothing there, it's night, but it doesn't benefit me in any way. If they had graveyard hate, they would have done it already, so I think I'm safe to attack here and see what they are gonna have there. They could be the one flash werewolf, but it would have been just it would have been a 6/3 now that it's night, and it would have eaten this guy. Alright. Got to play this thing, and this is now a lethal attack in the air. They have to have something. Maybe they have more combat tricks, but they are not good without creatures. That's not good against my flyers. Witch's Web is a possibility. Undying Malice, okay, well, that doesn't really do anything. Yep. And I drew this thing even, if they had a Witch's Web. Okay. Okay, well, I will keep this hand. I have a turn 3 play plus the Rite of Oblivion and a token that can be used as a fodder for that. Plus, I have now the ability to get my mountain with this thing. The only thing that requires double white is, of course, the angel. Now that I drew the Evolving Wilds, I'm actually going to get planes here, because I have a 2-drop in the deck that requires black and white, the uncommon thing that can sacrifice creatures. So now that I have the other Evolving Wilds, I can use that for the mountain. Now I will get my second planes, and I can play a swamp if I happen to draw the 2-drop that requires both black and white. Didn't draw it. Now it does, hurt my curving out like a... No, it doesn't. Oh, sorry, I would have had the second Evolving Wilds here anyway. Plus, this is now again a very nice one too. Very good draw for the Rite of Oblivion hand. Also eaten alive here, right? Getting everything here now. Okay, what? 4 colors. I guess this adds any color too. They have 4 mana up. Are they gonna counter this? Sure. I mean, 4 colors is quite a lot already. I mean, but they have what? This fixing and this adds any color. I don't know what's gonna happen here, but that's a lot of colors and card draw. So this is some kind of 5 color or 4 color control deck. Must be maybe base blue green for mana fixing and some card draw effects. Well, that makes sense. If they have a lot of bums, this could be an opponent which has like a 7 bum race in the deck if they play all the colors, or at least 4 of the colors. Here we start, and they get one. Okay, double root cold creeper. That's a very good base for a, multiple color control deck, because these things are, if you are base blue green, you can easily enable a lot of colors with these guys. Anyway, Torrens got one thing that can be trained, but not much there too. That I can do. I will kill this. I don't want them to get any more of those, so I will use the Rite of Oblivion this turn. And yeah, not gonna use anything else. I would have wanted to play the Clarion Cathars here, but well, I just drew it. I didn't know it on the previous turn that I was about to play it, but yeah, this is a good spot to use the Evolving Wilds, tap land here. And I'm gonna exile this, sacrificing the Beggar, which is gonna give me a 1/1 token too. And I could attack with the Jeren, but I'm not doing that. I could use the Eaten Alive, but I'm not doing that one either. I'm not gonna show them that I have a mountain in the deck. So now they can play everything. They have 6 mana, maybe 7 if they have a land drop, all the colors. So now I just hope they don't have too much card draw. Yeah, this seems like a very focused control deck. Look at this thing also, very good defensive creature, adding any color. I really like that, the kind of build here. This has a really good, I mean, based on what I've seen, their game plan is on point, assuming that they just start dropping all their bum rays very soon. But I have the removal for them, so that's that. What I don't have though is ways to push through unless, well, I mean, I guess I do, because the Grief can do it. Nothing too relevant to exile, but yeah. So actually, I don't have that bad of a curving here, because I will play the Beggar on the next turn, and that will be 7 power in the air. I don't need to connect in the ground. Not like they have any massive ground attacks either. This thing has training, but, well, if it becomes a 2/2, I can live with that. Okay, they do nothing. Okay, foul play. Well, I don't need to use it yet. I will play the Beloved Beggar this turn. Let's see what happens when I try to connect with this. This is the first time I'm dealing damage to them. Counterspell, perhaps? This could be a devious cover-up deck, but at least they didn't have it now. Yes, Retribution on that thing. Okay, well, of course, they have access to all the removal too. I guess they don't play black. I mean, I haven't seen a black card or a swamp yet, or any land that can produce black, so it could be 4 colors, but still red removal or white removal is available for them. Alright, so now they can do that because they even... Okay, they go racing here. Interesting, actually. This can get back flashback stuff. They don't have them yet. This thing has training, yes, but it might be more valuable to try to kill the Root Coil Creeper here. I think it is. I will use the foul play on maybe the other one. But before I do that, I have 7 mana. How do I do it optimally? I could actually play just the Clarion Cathars and the Jeren here. They know about the Jeren, so let's do that first. Let's see what they have. I don't need to use the foul play here. Okay, so now that I got these as a blocker, I think I'm going to attack with the Grief now and then try to resolve the Cathars post-combat. If they had a Syncopate, they could have countered that. By the way, this thing can actually be... I can try to make the transformation happen, because I have some humans I can give a lifelink to, and I am at... Yeah, okay, this requires some... You know, the mini game is on now. I'm at 11. This does give me opportunities to maybe go to 13, but we'll see. Archivist, which I can exile. Farmer, okay, they get to pick a land from there. Do I see something black? Okay, Sacred Fire, I don't have ways to exile. And the Creeper can get flashback when it's in exile. Yeah, I need to kill the Creeper for sure. So this deals only 2 though, so it's not the worst. Okay. I will use the foul play on the Creeper for sure, so that they don't get, you know, multiple uses from that thing. If I attack... I mean, now going to 13 is not that easy this thing. I think I'm going to use a Traveling Minister, because if I attack... Well, first of all, if I attack with Jeren, it dies, so transformation won't matter. Plus, I don't have the 6 mana on this turn anyway. If I attack with the Cathars, yeah, it will trade here. I can't attack with the ground guys. But what I will be doing here is just pretty simply attack with the Grief. They still don't have anything that flies. And sadly, they will be able to kill the Traveling Minister. Maybe I won't even... Well, first of all, let's get rid of the Creeper here. And then... I could exile the Overwhelmed Archivist. But I think I'll just... I'll draw a card now. Let's see what it is. Oh, that's a good one too. I think I'll offer both of them. Did I play a land this turn? I'm actually not sure. I'm pretty sure I didn't because I had on the previous turn I played the Jeren and the Cathars for 7 mana, and I have 7 here. So I can get the planes and play the Traveling Minister. Now they have 2 targets they might want to kill. Not that the 3/3 lifelinker is that amazing, but it's still something. Yeah. Plus that's gonna cost them 6 mana, it's almost the entire turn. Let's see what I have. I have a Liesa, Soul Guide thing, Moonrage, both red removal spells, Restless, Bloodseeker, Flesh Taker. I have a decent cards here. Definitely decent cards in there. It's tempting to exile the Archivist because I do have the Rite of Oblivion here. The Archivist can also train this 2/2, which, okay, because I have the Rite of Oblivion, I will sacrifice a creature to get rid of this. I don't want them to ever get to loot or anything with it. Might be a bit, I don't know, too early to do that. But I just wanted to do it. I wanted to do it. And now let's see what they do. Another Traveling Minister. So now the demon game is up. How do I do it? Oh, this is so weird. Guess I'm just doing this here now. I actually don't have to do anything too crazy here. I'll just attack with this thing and next turn I can do the demon stuff maybe. It does seem like the opponent might be flooding out a bit. Or if they have done mass removal, then I lose to it, I guess. I could have done this. Coven can be activated multiple times, so with the mana, with 4 white mana I could have done it twice, but I don't care. They can't use the Sacred Fire first. They can only use it in response to the Coven trigger. Okay, Jeren is going to now die. I can give some lifelinks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that they don't have 6 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that my own? Yeah, that's my only 2-power creature, isn't it? So 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 3. So I need to transform it now, otherwise I lose my Coven. So let's do that. They don't have the 6 mana for the Sacred Fire there. And then I can keep some lifelinks, which probably won't matter, but why not? It's not like I have anything else to do. I have an empty hand. There's not even information that I can hide here. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, why did they play land before? Oh, they should have played the land first. They should have played the land first. But now I can force them to use it, because otherwise I will exile it. So I can make this Seasoned Cathar into a 5-power guy. Yes. So let's do this. Let's do this. Because these are sorcery speed activation, so now I'm gonna force them to use the Sacred Fire. That's the idea. So now they are gonna... The best target they have for it is one of the Traveling Ministers. So now they have already used up. And I wanna do this pre-combat because otherwise they can block with just one of these and then use the Sacred Fire on the Cathar. Now, if they would have done that, bomb the target the Cathar there, of course I would just... not attack with it in that case. Alright, now I can... If they want to block with both of those, that's fine. And then these attacks... I think I'm willing to trade with the Clarion Cathars. Yeah, I am. So... The guy that has more toughness or the guy that has training? I guess the more toughness one is. I don't expect them to really be attacking much, given that... Well, they basically need mass removal spell. That's the only thing that can save them. Burn down the house is one thing. They get to exile my Rite of Oblivion, but that's not good enough. My stuff is lethal now. So... Yeah, let's just push through here. They need to kill one of the griffs here, and in the meanwhile I can trade with the Sun Gold Sentinel or whatever. Yep, that goes to top. So they do get to train now, but I mean, of course, they also have no hand, no life gain. So they are dying to the grief here. Yep. And that's it. Wait a minute, that's diamond rank. Alright. I think their 2 losses came at the most convenient timing possible, because my first win got me to tier 1 of platinum. Then I lost 2 games, but that's exactly 2 games of tier protection I got, so I didn't lose any rank there. Then I have actually won, what, 5 games back to back. And now I'm about to... this is the last match. I win or lose, the event will end after this, but I was 1-2 in this event. Now I am 6-2. So that's pretty good. I haven't seen a lot of this Midnight Ambush. That said, this hand is pretty nice. 3 castable spells and 3 lands, both main colors here. And if I draw the Evolving Wilds, I can at least use it to get the mountain. Well, there it is. And yeah, I might miss the opportunity to play Midnight Ambush on turn 2. Is that something I care about? I don't have a 4-drop here. I could draw one, of course, but I think I'm choosing this line. There are cards I'm willing to just get rid of right away. And I can play the Cheren, and then on turn 4 I can play the Evolving Wilds and have the Midnight Ambush up. That's not a card I'm willing to deal with. I still attack, because why not? It's a free attack. It's not like the defender is gonna attack. If I had the Covetous Cutpurse, that would be amazing, but the Cheren is good enough. And now I got my both red sources here with the... both red cards with the way to get the source. So that's good. I mean, this is just 3 removal spells right here. Alright, so... Well, let's see what happens when I attack. Question is, do I want to kill that guy? I don't actually think I want to. At least not now. The damage isn't mattering right now. I'd rather kill their would-be blockers. Now I know I have a lot of removal spells here, but I can kill that maybe a little bit later. Now they are more tapped out even, so I could use the Midnight Ambush now. That's actually true that it will block my guys. Okay, and I will probably use my other removal spells very soon. Is there a Fading Hope there? Could be another Secrets of the Key, I guess. But they did pause for priority there. With 1 blue. It could be considered, although they would have cast it. Maybe they have a Fading Hope. Okay, that is not so good when it's alone there. And my burn spells. I can attack into it and use my burn spells. I will use the first striker to block. No, I'm not gonna. I mean, this is better. This is better. They might not block here, but now when the Adeline attacks, I can do the following. I can use the first strike to block the Adeline, or maybe, I mean, I can also eat because they will get a 1/1. Well, okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. But I can. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to block the 1/1 at all if I don't want to. Can they have a... If they have a syncopate or flip the switch, they will be able to counter this anyway. Giving lifelink here. I guess, yeah, I made a mistake here. I guess I should have eaten the 1/1 here. Yes, I should have eaten the 1/1. Yeah, I mean, and then let this 1/1 die, and then kill this post combat. Now this way I can. I mean, if this works, I will get to save everything. But I could have eaten the 1/1. Yes, that's correct. And then just jump block with the 1/1, and then see what if maybe they even tap out for something, and then burn this guy in the end. That was what I should have done. But I guess this still requires them to. Yeah, they had a syncopate there, so now I lose this guy. Yeah, I'm not too happy about what I did, but I guess I needed to deal with the syncopate. And the good thing is, now I can play the Chaplain of Alms. And I can still attack here with the Jeren. And now that I'm going to use the slash, I'm just gonna give it lifelink. But what mana was it? Yeah, it uses the correct mana. Okay, now I got rid of it. This is fine. As long as they... Yeah, if they don't get to exile the Chaplain, I still get a 2/1 flyer with first strike. But of course, the opponent has a lot of cards there. This is gonna only get bigger. I need some of my better stuff here, clearly. Attacking with Jeren here. I could trade with this while it's still, fairly small. That might be what I want to do, actually. It has Trample and all. But, I mean, it's gonna be hard to try to get the 13 life stuff work with the Trampler. This is a really tough situation. I mean, it's not like tough, but the decision, I mean, I could offer to trade now that this is only a 3/3. This will get bigger the more they play instants, and it doesn't matter if they are, they can be in exile if they are flashback cards. So soon I'm facing two very big, trampling guys. So I'm gonna actually offer the trade here. I will want to deal with only one. That's how it goes. And they might not even block here. Yep. This lifelink is actually gonna be quite nice now. If they have a land drop, they could just play the other one. But they will still be just 3/3s both. Given that they didn't block, I think they have a game plan around these big tokens now. I do have a removal that can get rid of them. I have, of course, the uncommon removal. And I have also that. Although classic. They do exactly nothing here. I'm not going to attack with the Jeren, that's for sure. I'm going to attack with the flyer though. And I will attack with the ground guys. I will use the cut purse. If they counter the cut purse, then they counter it. Yeah, it seems like a counter spell. Now the question is, this is not human, so I didn't give a lifelink. I could give a lifelink to both of these guys. And I can still have the mana to cast the cut purse. But the two counter spells they can have a syncopate. Syncopate will be its X equals 5. Even if I play the land, I don't have more than 4 mana there. So syncopate gets this no matter what. The other one is flip the switch, which asks me to pay 4 mana. Could also be a Siphon Essence, of course. I don't feel like I need the life here. So I'm going to play around, flip the switch. I will play the land and then the covered cut purse. Let's see if this works. Syncopate sadly also exiles, so if they have that, I don't get the disturb option. So I guess I hope they don't have another copy of a Syncopate. Only a secret of the key. That's good. Now they actually lose the token, and well, I mean, again, they can have mass removal. And then of course me with empty hand and them with this hand. This time I'm not gonna come back from a mass removal. Maybe if I draw my angel right away, and they have no other ways to remove my stuff. But now this is not a mass removal spell. It is a way to dig into one. But at least I will get the information. I see what they pick. And my guys have all Ward 1, which means that them being at low land count makes it a bit harder for them to utilize removal spells now. Yeah, and actually non-exiling mass removal still gives me the 2 power lifelink flyer. Sorry, not lifelink, death touch flyer. But against a 9 life opponent, it's not really that reliable way to finish up the game. Alright, so... Oh, but actually one other thing. If they had like a by invitation only burn down the house, this trigger happens. So the traveling minister and the covered cut purse being humans would in fact have given me 1/1 tokens. Now they have an upgrade which they can use to kill one of my guys. They have the mana for the ward cost as well. There is the flyer, but there's also Checheren, which is annoying for them. So yep, that is now dead. They will trade with, well, not with the first striker, I don't think so. If they trade with the cut purse, I can, play the disturb version, of course. And then I have to hope they don't find mass removal, because now I'm with land in hand and no more card creatures with, this has disturb, but it's gonna get exiled if it dies. So, Revelation, they are digging into, and hey, flip the switch. That might have been the one turn when I had the 4 mana here. They could have been holding that when they decided to play the Secrets of the Key, because this wouldn't have countered the spell. Alright, so now it's gonna be... at this point, flash creatures. At this point I should attack with everything, because I want to deal maximum damage. If they have one way to interact, they would interact with the one that has, 3 power. This way I will still get to deal maximum damage. And, oh man. Now the thing is, I'm almost sure that they are digging into a mass removal effect. The thing is here that is the traveling minister going to be good enough after they wipe the board? Because of course they play any creatures there. And this 1/1 isn't really gonna do much. What it is gonna do though, it's gonna give me blood tokens from the one thing, the Restless Bloodseeker I have in my deck. But the other thing is that if they don't find mass removal, they might find kill spells and blockers, and they are at 1. This is actually a lethal attacker. I'm gonna play this and just hope that they don't find the mass removal. They have a clue token to draw 1 card, and they have a draw step. I don't think the Revelation is gonna be a 4 mana flashback cost. So I guess if with a land and Revelation they have no 4 mana isn't going to be. I guess Vampire's Vengeance actually works. Vampire's Vengeance works, yeah. That they can play this one into Vampire's Vengeance. Yeah, I have no vampires here. But this is all about them finding it on this very turn. I don't think I can win by decking. Oh, they had another Revelation. Okay, yeah, but yeah, because I'm wondering why they had so much mana open, but they had another Revelation there in hand, so they played one with 3 mana. Alright, so clearly they were trying to find some way to deal with the board, but they didn't find it. And this another roller coaster of an event after winning the first match and then the two nasty losses, and then the deck didn't face too much trouble. There was the one game where the opponent had the match removal. My entire board got wiped, but then they didn't really have to follow up, and I was able to follow it up with more threats, and I was able to win that one still. But yeah, what a another 7 winner here. Crazy stuff. Out of interest, I actually want to check one thing. How many rares I did pick here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 6. I count this as 2 because it's a mythic rare. 6, 7, and then there's still Liesa. That's 8. So 8 times 20. So that's 160 gems. That's almost one pack worth of gems I got from these extra rares because I have the sets completed. So that's actually how they do add up. In the end, actually 160 gems is 10% of a draft entry. So that's like a 10% discount on a draft. So it's not nothing. That's the reason I picked these 20 gems from packs that have maybe a card I could be putting in my deck, but I'm unwilling to put because of the weak card. There was the 3-2 for 3, for example, which wouldn't have made the cut. I wouldn't have cut any of these cards to include that in the deck. I took 20 gems instead of that. Alright, but other than that, I really like I got the second Evolving Wilds to make this kind of reliable splash without hurting my main colors. And other than that, yeah, I have the Bum, Liesa, and the Jeren was surprisingly relevant. Even got to transform it in a game. And then the other abilities worked to my benefit too. The fact I had the Rite of Oblivion and a few of ways to sacrifice stuff, that was great. I think this deck was just very fantastic, and I would have been very sad to drop the event at like a 2 or 3 wins, which was possible because I was at 1-2. I had to win every freaking match after that, but I did. Yep, that was it. That was it for this draft, and next one will still be a double feature. I'm actually recording this quite a bit ahead because my weekend is busy, so I will, as you can see, the midweek magic from the week. This is not the week when the Neon Dynasty is releasing. This is the week before that. So I'm recording a lot of these beforehand. But I think this will be the video for. I'm not sure if it's gonna be Monday or Tuesday, or is it only Sunday? Well, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, there will be a few of these double feature drafts before I get to Neon Dynasty. So I will see you then in the next video, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.